Kong pop star Anthony Wong arrested for singing at a pro-democracy rally 3 years ago. He faces 7 years in prison.
Here's a summary of the article.
Hong Kong pop singer Anthony Wong Ming was arrested on Monday as local authorities continue their crackdown on opposition figures. Officers from the Independent Commission Against Corruption arrested Wong in relation to his performance at a by-election campaign rally on March 3, 2018, with the agency saying his singing of 2 songs at the event on behalf of candidate Oh Nok-hin violated an ordinance barring anyone from providing food, drink or entertainment to influence voters. It's a song about Hong Kongers. We should not disqualify ourselves from making our own choices, Wong said then. If convicted, he faces a potential 7-year prison term and 500,000 Hong Kong dollar fine. Hong Kong is set to hold its next legislative election in December after a Beijing-driven overhaul slashed the proportion of democratically elected seats and gave the government and security officials powers to vet candidates for disloyalty to the local or national government. Benny Tai, a former University of Hong Kong law professor, and 2 others were arrested by the ICAC last week in relation to advertisements they placed in local newspapers ahead of a 2016 election, as part of a strategic voting campaign by pro-democracy groups. In another case involving the 2018 by-elections, Wong Wai-ha, a former assistant to Starry Lee, chairperson of the Democratic Alliance for the Betterment and Progress of Hong Kong, was sentenced to 8 months imprisonment in May for distributing gift bags to residents to encourage votes for a candidate from the DAB, the largest pro-government party and the biggest in the legislature.
This post received a score of 36,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So much for the amnesty for any wrongdoings prior to passing the security law.
Whoever promised that? They never said that. Suggesting they ever said that is a violation of the security law. Why don't you come with us?
Even if the government did promise that, and even if the government wrote it into a law, in an authoritarian dictatorship promises and laws will do nothing to protect someone if the ruler decides to take down that someone.
But this killer promised he wouldn't kill me.
Don't even think this is related it, but the thread reminded me of it so. Because I was not a socialist. Because I was not a trade unionist. Because I was not a Jew.
It's appropriate because the CCP are modern-day Nazis. They're like Nazis, if the Nazis were smarter, less trigger-happy, and more willing to build an economic base. The CCP has cornered the world's manufacturing market and everyone is bowing to Zinni the Pooh, which is what makes the CCP so terrifying. Left or right doesn't matter. That level of extreme authoritarianism results in a totalitarian fascist police state. The CCP might pretend to have communist window dressing, but they're outright fascist at this point.
The CCP is even doing ethnic cleansing. Pooh Bear is a huge asshole. Monstrous piece of human excrement.
Now just another Chinese city.
Legally, yes. Culturally, it will take generations and generations to become just another Chinese city. Thankfully, I lived in Hong Kong for 6 months and have yet to meet a Hong Konger in HK or outside, who identifies as Chinese.
It takes no more than 15 to 20 years to successfully subvert a nation. Defect KGB informant and propaganda agent Yuri Bezmenov.
So if the Nazis ruled for another 5 years, there wouldn't have been any resistance left in Europe? Clearly not. That amounts to a nitpicked misquote. Bezmenov was referring to the re-education of a single generation taking 15 to 20 years. He also stated that the 15 to 20 years to re-educate a single generation is only for the first stage of brainwashing, demoralization. He then outlines another 3 stages of brainwashing, which combined, equate to, as I said, several generations to successfully brainwash a nation.
In 1988, I had a college roommate from Hong Kong. His family had moved to the US because they were afraid of what would happen after the transfer, which wasn't for another 11 years. He was about the nicest guy in the world, by the way. It seems their fears were valid. I am glad for him and his family, they got out. I am sorry for the billion-plus souls who are controlled by the CCP.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes. and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.